Good morning, everyone. Today is Sunday, August 10th, and today is Group B guesstimates. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to take a look at who's paying in Group B, and we're going to guess how much they're going to pay, and we're going to cover a few other details and this, that, the other thing. It all depends on you guys. We'll have some Q&A at the end if you guys want. It's up to you. It's your show after all. All right. Anyway, let's get to it. So, as you know, Group B, they're up next, right? You know, they have YieldMax has Group A, B, C, D. You know, they take turns paying each and every week. So up next this incoming week is Group B. If you want to know the schedule for, you know, either the groups or the weeklies, you can go under education and distribution schedule, and you know, underneath way down here, you will find August, right? And the next date is August 13th. This would be the declaration date. That'll be the Wednesday. All right. They declare, they announce, YieldMax does, that is, how much they're going to pay the morning of 8/13 at 6:55 a.m. You can get that through the Global News website. You can get that through their X account. You can get that through signing up for emails. That's up to you. Or you could just join my Premier. People are on top of that and announce immediately, of course, or the Discord. All right. The next day, the following day, they call ex-dividend date, right? So you have to own the funds on declaration date, at least by declaration date, and hold it until ex-dividend date, which is the next day, in order to qualify for the distribution. Again, I'm covering this because people do ask this question. We all have to keep in mind there are newer investors that come in all the time. So be patient, I know, as I explain, which may be repetitive information to some of you. But yeah, you have to own it before and into ex-dividend date. On ex-dividend date, the fund will drop by the amount of the distribution, plus or minus whatever the underlying does, of course. And then on the Friday, you get paid. That depends on your brokerage, of course. Some brokers pay soon, like Fidelity is known for that. They're always on time, or if not early. And some brokers are late, like Robinhood. What do they pay? The next day, Monday? I don't know. So that all depends. But that's pretty much the schedule. And then obviously the next week is C, D, and then you can see A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, right? And that's kind of the process. And it's been smooth sailing. All right, so now let's get into the guesstimates. All right, got the nice zoom, 200% zoom for you guys, so you can see. Makes it a little harder for me, just so you know. You know, it's a lot of data. You know, my screen is like blazing at me right now. All right, so what can I fit in the screen? So again, I may be changing things as I go here because this is not easy. To be honest, this is a tough week. Oh, come on, man. This is a really tough week for me to guess. I'm having trouble with NVDY and PLTY, to be honest. So let's just get to it. All right. So NVDY, how much money did they make during this 4-week cycle? All right. So as you guys know, I have a little pivot table which pulls all of the income and outgo, the recognized income, the recognized losses, and I calculate how much each one made. NVDY made freaking bank, bro. I mean, this is the definition of bank, bro. Bank, bro, bank, bro, bank, bro, bank, bro. So they made $294 million. $294 million. 294? Okay, maybe a lot of it was from the synthetic. Okay, so, but bam, I mean, damn. Like, I mean, damn. All right, how many outstanding shares do they have? Okay, as of now, 109,050. All right, that totals to be $270 per share. $270 What am I supposed to do with that, right? What am I supposed to do with that? They're not paying 270. We know that. I really don't know what they're going to pay. And let's see what I gave them because I don't even remember. All right, so I'm looking at the last payment. They paid $1.02. It tells me they're not afraid to give you $1. All right, so they're definitely going to be over $1. Now the other question is, how far over that dollar are they gonna? Like right now, I'm putting $1.15. That is an 83% yield. Are they going to give a 100% yield? Maybe. They may. They actually may. But keep in mind, the implied volatility of NVIDIA is 42%. They strive to pay the implied volatility. They do not have to pay you 83%. You have to keep that in mind. All right. Let's look at the price. All right. The price, it's gone down. It's gone down. And there have been 4-week cycles where they paid more than what they made. So before you say, oh, they owe us 90%, no. There is no holdback for sure. I'm not tracking it. I'm sure someone is somewhere, but I'm not. And I'm just telling you that there's no way. Because look, they're down to 1788. All right, if you look at simply the price movement, which always is a good indicator, they made $1.52. So they could pay you. I want to give them more. You know what? I am going to give them more actually, because I told you guys I'm going to be changing crap because I'm not comfortable with my estimates on NVIDIA or PLTY. So if I give them $1.20, let's just say $1.29, that's a 93% yield. And it wasn't that long ago. If you look 3 payments over, they paid $1.62. Wow. But then again, they go down to 67 cents. So all right, I'm going to give them $1.29. I think that's fair. What do you guys think? I don't know. Feel free to, if you want to give your guesstimates, as we go, that's fine. I could pull them up on the screen, but does anyone have a NVIDIA guesstimate that they would like to share before we move on to Phoebe? Because to me, I'm going to do this only on NVIDIA and PLTY because these are the big ones. Group B is cool, man. They got NVIDIA and PLTY, they got a lot of, they got Murney. Everyone loves Murney, right? Not, but yeah. LA says $1. Wolf says $1.35. Okay. Scoreless wants over 2. I mean, that would be awesome. That would be pretty cool, but I don't think it's happening, honestly. There's no way. If I put, let's see, even if I put 2, that's 140. There is no way. It's 145% yield. All right, what else we got? Jeff says 2. Sorry, Jeff. Think you're wrong. Retire abroad would be happy with $1.29, $1.37, $1.25. All right. So thank you for the guesstimates. So we'll move on. We had our fun with NVIDIA. All right. How about Phoebe? Open her. All right. Let's see. Phoebe. Hi, Phoebe. All right. So Phoebe. Oh, by the way, I didn't even look at the bank that we're holding on NVIDIA, which, by the way, is $1.60. Their synthetic on paper is worth $1.60. So sky's the limit, man. They could pay. It could be $1.60 again. It could. I don't know. All right, whatever. I don't care. Phoebe, how much did they make? They didn't make. Okay, they lost 2.2 mil. So I can't really calculate anything based on that. But I can go to their holdings, right? And actually, I should probably put these in order. Put Phoebe first. All right. So Phoebe, if we see, all right, how much is their synthetic holding, brah? A lot. A lot. Wow. 14 mil on the call. All right, let's calculate that. Wow. All right. They're holding 11.8 mil. This is on paper, of course. They didn't cash it out, nothing. It's just on the books. Divide the outstanding shares. You get $1.06 per share. Income per share on Phoebe. How much are they going to pay of that? Actually, before we even get to the guesstimate, how much do they go up in price? 94 cents right here. They had a good cycle, good 4-week cycle. I want to say good month. Can't say that. It's a cycle. So let's see. So I gave them 51 cents. Am I a cheap ass? Yeah, I guess so. But again, what's their last 3 payments? 63, 53, 49. And yeah, what's the price at? 17.20. You know what? I'll give them a little more. I'll give them a little. Just a little bit. 57 sounds good. We'll clean up in her. 42% yield. Again, their IV is 25%. So what do we want to double it? I don't know, man. Not in it again. It's tough because sometimes they lowball us. So you want to keep that, 94 cents. 57 cents is still a respectable payment. It's larger than the last two payments. So I don't know what you guys want. I'm leaving 57 cents, All right, let's move on. Brus. All right, so JPMO, your favorite bank. All right, let's see what they're doing over here. We go over to the other file. We go to the group's value first, of course. And you see, how much did they make? Well, they did not. They lost 29,155. All right. So basically, just don't count that for nothing. And we move JPMO to the front. Let's see. They got a 290 synthetic. I wonder what they're worth, right? What is JPM priced at? 288. What did we say the synthetic was? 290. So yeah, that's not necessarily bank bro. In fact, it's not really anything. So, okay, so they didn't make money. They didn't make actual income. There's no income being held back. How much did they move up or down in price? They moved up in price 5 cents. So what does that tell me? That tells me I'm giving them the IV. Their IV is not loading. Oh, that's fantastic. Let's see what I gave them. I gave them 45 cents. That is a 5-cent decrease from the last payment. Again, I don't know what their IV is. I wish this would freaking update. You know what? Let me, I'm going to do a refresh for you guys. Let's see. Zoom back in 200%. And go. Here we go. Please. No, it didn't work. You crappity crapper. All right, whatever. Maybe it'll pop up, but because I feel like 45 cents is high. I don't remember. Yeah, man. I don't know. Maybe we might come back to that one. We'll probably forget. But anyway, Murney, how you doing? Let's go to Murney, everyone's favorite, ETF right here. First, we'll check the group's value. All right, Murney made some money, 416,000, but there's a lot of shareholders, so you got to share it. That's a penny per share. All right, that's not helping anything. Let's look at the holdings. Let's see if they're holding back any bank. All right, so their synthetic is at 30. All right, how much is Moderna worth? Moderna, $26. Well, that's crappity doodah. All right, so that's not helping. All right, we don't know what they're going to pay. They're probably going to pay the IV. My guesstimate looks very high. They have a 52% IV. I'm going to have to lower my guesstimate, actually. Let's see what I gave them. 15 cents. Oh, their last payment was 20, 19 before that, 12 cents before that. You know what? I'm going to lower my payment to around the 12-cent range. Let's see what 12 cents would yield. 11. This might be their lowest payment. What was their lowest payment ever? 12? Yep. You know what? What's their price? How much are they worth? Oh my God, $1.99. That's a damn shame. You know what? I'm giving them under 10 cents. I got to do it, man. I got to give them 9 cents. Sorry. Maybe I'm wrong, but it's still above their IV. So that's the thing. I don't know. Why does everyone hate Murney? I'll let everyone else answer that. But, think of it's all about the underlying. Do you like the underlying? No. Do you believe in Moderna? No. No, thank you. No, thank you. Anyway, GDXY, how you doing? Let's see how you doing. All right. So first, we're going to check GDXY in the group's value tab. Again, we have a lot of tabs here, so bear with me. GDXY, they made $144,000. Got to share that with those other shareholder suckers. And that's about 2 cents income per share. Well, that's not going to break the bank. That's not going to do anything, actually. So let me move this right in front of Murney. All right, let's check out their synthetic position. $54. Are they way ahead on their synthetic? Let's check how much GDX is worth. It is worth 58. Hey, not bad. That comes to 9.1 million in synthetic income on the paper, and that's worth $1.22 per share. All right, that's cool. We like that. We like it. We like it a lot. All right, so how much did they go up in share price? 94 cents. Good work, buddy. Good work. How much did I give them? I don't freaking know. Let's check. 65 cents. What's their IV? You know, one would never know because the formula is not working. But I gave them a decent payment. Is this too much? Again, I don't know what the freaking IV is. I'm gonna need a website to cheat. Unless you guys want to do it. Pull up JPM and GDX IV. Does anyone want to do that homework for me while I'm talking here? Because I may decide to lower theirs depending. GDX, is it 50? 65 cents. That's an increase from the last one, but it's lower than the one before that. I don't know, man. All right. But if anyone can find that, it's appreciated. All right, in the meantime, let's go up to BABO. Hey, BABO. All right, where are we at here? All right, BABO. Wah, wah, wah. They lost about 1.1 mil. All right, they maybe got some holdback on the synthetic here. Let's see. They got a 120 synthetic. All right, that's cool. Let's see how much BABA is the underlying for BABO. Oh crap! I got NVIDIA there. Let me change that. All right, BABA is worth 120. Their synthetic is what? 120. Well, that's not going to help. Let's see what their synthetic is worth per share. 13 cents per share. Yeah, that's really not a game changer there. So they're probably going to get the IV. And of course, their IV is not updated. Let's see what I gave them. 41 cents. That's a little above the last one, and that's at 34% yield. Okay, Cletus. Okay, Cletus. Okay. All right, PLTY Posse in the house. Where you at? All right, it's time. It is time. All right, so what do we do? Like, what's going on here? How are we going to do this? Well, for one thing, the holdings is not updating, so that's absolutely wonderful, right? So if we refresh, wonderful timing. Thank you very much, Google Sheets. You're very kind. All right, so if we go to the groups value, well, we know that works at least because that's my data. Let's see what PLTY made, man. Let's see what they made. They did not. They lost 20 mil. But the one thing you have to keep in mind, again, if this updates, I could show you, but they have a lot of synthetic income, a lot. And it's on paper, of course. They didn't cash it out. But as you know, they keep that into consideration when they do their guesstimates. So what is the income per share? I believe, if my memory still works, it said $20. I don't know if anyone remembers yesterday's video, but I believe it said $20. So if they're making, that type of bank, bro, what do you think? What do you think they're going to pay? Probably a pretty penny, right? So let's get back to the guesstimate. How much did PLTY go up in share price? We have to remember that too. That's important. A ridiculous 14.16. A ridiculous 14.16. So what do we give them? I don't know, man. There is no. This is not easy. You got your guess is as good as mine, but I can't give them under 5. I know the last 2 payments were under 5, and I know they're not afraid to pay 7 because they paid 7. But I do feel like either NVDY or PLTY will one of them pay over 100%. I feel like maybe, I don't know, but again, it is only August. They still have September, October. If you again, we're thinking about the fiscal year, paying out 90%. Maybe I am lowballing still. Again, look at the price. Wow, ridiculous. All right, I'm gonna go up. Only for you guys. What would it take to do 100% yield? 585. Yeah. Okay. Oh wait, not 685. Crap. No. 6 even. No, 6. Ooh, that's tough. It's tough, man. 6. Wow, I'm like completely changing my guess now. 615. 615. 102% yield. All right, we have to think about this, right? Fiscal year starts November 1st, ends October 31st. This payment is for August. They'll have a payment for September and then October, right? Well, let's go to the distribution schedule. How many times does Group B pay for the rest of the year? All right, they're going to pay August 29th. Where is it? August 15th, September 12th, and then October 10th. The next one after that is November 7th. So, again, was that 3 payments? So they have 3 payments for the fiscal year. I assume they have to pay within the fiscal year, or maybe it's I don't know. Again, we need a tax person for this part, but let's just assume they have 3 payments left and they made all this freaking money. So maybe they will pay. Maybe they will pay a little more. So plus, they're probably sick of hearing about PLTW, how good it's doing. But again, if Palantir is doing good, what do you think a leverage fund on Palantir is going to do? It's going to do good. So, yeah, I think, God, I hope it's not $2, but I really, it's over 5. I know it's over 5. this is not an easy one. I'm gonna have to leave it. We're wasting too much time here. I don't know what you guys think. You guys think I'm over or under? What do you got? We are live, right? I'm not gonna make you guess. I'll make you do over or under. All right, go. Over or under? Yes, the answer is yes. Retire abroad. 90 ETFs are required to pay 90% of what they make by the end of the fiscal year. Retire abroad says over 6. Oh, wait, you guys are fast. Over, we got an over, under, over, under, over slightly, over, under, over. LA says 9.99. Now we got actual guesses. 675. Okay, wow. All right. That's possible. 675. They've been lowballing so much lately. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, again, they don't. As long as they pay close to their IV, that's what really matters. And I mean, Palantir IV technically is 46%. So you could get paid a 46% yield. Still, you could. All right. Under 20. Great guess, Kieran. I think you're going to be right on that. Over. All right. So let's move on. I know we had our fun with PLTY. What are they going to pay? I don't freaking know, man. Nobody knows. All right. Anyway, let's move on. MARO. We may need a bathroom intermission again. Had way too much coffee. I whipped out the big mug today because I get my ass to the gym. Got to wake up. All right. We have 455 of you, by the way, that are live on YouTube and X. If you're on X or YouTube, feel free to click the share button, and then you could share with your friends, with your family, whoever follows you on YouTube or X. All right. Sound good? Great. Oh, wait. We got Retire Abroad actually answered. JPM. Wow. 21%. Man, that's weak sauce. Oh, mine updated anyway. All right. So I gave them what? 35% yield. Oh, I gotta lower them. Sorry, guys. Yeah, I want to give it closer to the IV. I know you guys probably don't care about JPMO. Yeah, at least I'm remotely close to their IV. They paid 27 before, so ain't no shame in their game. All right, I give them 34 cents. What else we got? Who's the other one? GDXY. Yeah, we got to lower them a little bit. Maybe 59. Because they actually made money, right, per share. Yeah, 94 cents. 59 cents. All right, I'm going to leave it at that. Sorry, I don't want to waste anyone's time, but thank you, Retire Abroad, for remembering to check that. Okay, MARO. MARO. All right. They made $5.5 million, and that comes to 75 cents per share. Okay. Now, if we go to here, we can check out their synthetic. Their synthetic position, they only have one, $18 strike. How much is MARA worth? MARA is worth 15. So this synthetic ain't worth a damn. So that ain't going to help. Let's see if they moved up in share price. That could change things. They went down. Oh my goodness. They went down 439. All right. We should not expect a good payment here. I may be highballing it here. 112 I gave him. Wow, but look at that. That's more than a 50% decrease from the prior payment. I mean, I don't really want to go any lower, to be honest. I'm not going any lower. How about that? All right, anyway, let's move on. All right, so what do we got? We got dippity doo-dah. Again, freaking inverse funds. What are we gonna do with it? What are we gonna do? All right, did dips make money? No, they lost 2 mil. All right, no surprise there. Dippity doo-dah. All right, how about their synthetic on dippity doo-dah? They got a 165 synthetic. Is it making money? I don't know, man. Let's see. Of course not. It's in the negative. So dippity doo-dah, you're just getting a little dippity doo-dah. Let's see what it gave you. 19 cents, 38% yield, which is lower than the IV. So it's higher than the last payment, though. Yeah, I'm going to leave it because I really don't care about the inverse. Sorry, guys. All right, now we're going to move on to the weekly. Are you ready? Boop, boop, boop. By the way, I saw someone say, oh, YieldMax, they do their own synthetic and covered call and this, that, the other thing. No, that's not true. They do it on Abney, right? Abney, they have a, well, no, actually they own, not Abney, AI. Here they go. They got a 2251 put. Where's the call? 2250. There's the synthetic position. All right, so they hold their own synthetic position on AI, and then they're selling calls with credit call spreads on AI separately, right, on their own. So they don't own AIYY. They own, or they're doing it themselves. All right. Well, why am I showing you this? Well, number one, because people were talking about it. Number two, it's important to know that they are able to do this. So at any point in time, it could be, I guess, more of an actively managed fund. But as I scroll down, oh, wait, Myrna. They own MARO, though. All right. I don't know what the hell they're doing there. But whatever, I guess they're doing both. But for the most part, they're just owning the YieldMax funds. Nothing's really changing, guys. So again, I saw that. And by the way, BRK dot whatever, the Burke fund is not in there yet, in case you're wondering. All right. I don't want to spend too much time on the weeklies. But YieldMax, 12 cents. All right. 12 cents would be a 48% yield. They paid what last time? 14 cents. So this would be a slight decrease. YMAG, I'm going to give them 16 cents. All right. Again, this is calculated based on some formula I got up above. I'm not going to get into that right now. But, we do that on occasion, but not every single freaking video. I don't want to put you guys to sleep. But YMAG, you may recall YMAG's last two payments were 7 cents and 7 cents. So, oh, yeah. It's your time. It's your time, right? Because they had Tesla pay out and what? Who's else? Scooey, I think. I don't know, but I think 16 cents is appropriate. You may say it's too high, but whatever. All right, LFGY is next. Again, we'll briefly just check out what they're holding, and then we'll check out the average IV, and then we'll go from there. Okay, they got a little Bitmine, little BitDeer up in here. Look at Bitmine, man, 138% yield. Again, the IVs, they feel like pulling on some rows, but not others. So it's like a beast of its own. By the way, I'm still pulling the 30-day IV when it comes to like things like this, in case you're wondering. When should I pull the 7-day IV? Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes that formula don't work either, right? In fact, let's go check if it was broken the other day. Let's go check if it's working now real quick. Let's go to PLTY and see. Oh, no, nothing works on PLTY. Let's go to Simsy Suckers. How you doing? All right, let's see. Scroll down. Oh, come on, man. Yeah, it's not working. I don't know, man. I need my IT friend to fix that. Something wrong with the formula. Very unfortunate. All right. Anyway, the LFGY average IV, based on at least what IVs are picking up, is 61%. Guesstimate based on that would be 43 cents. All right. So if we go back here, what is this pivot? Let me check it out. Oh, yeah. All right. So if we go here, what are we looking at? Well, we're looking at 16 cents. I'm sorry, not 16 cents. We're looking at, hold on, 43 cents. So I did not change anything. I left it alone. 43 cents is exactly in line with the previous payment, and that would be a 61% yield. All right. GPTY or GPTY or Jippity Doodah. What are they doing? Well, they own a bunch of safer stocks. Apple, Amazon, Avgo, Google it. IBM, NVDY, Oracle, Tesla, Cash. They got cash. We love cash, don't we? All right, so let's keep going. What they got down here? 43%. Average IV, 43%. Is that what they're going to pay? What is the payment on that? 39 cents. Let's see what I gave them. Because again, I don't remember, man. I don't remember. I gave them an 80 per. Oh, their last payment was 30 cents, and the one before that 31, and the one before that 32, and the one before that 29. So I had to do. I had to lower it, essentially take off 20% off the top, and I gave them 31 cents, which would be a 35% yield. Yeah. All right. So now again, the quick three, I don't know. I just do these quick. 17 cents SDTY, QDTY 23 cents, and RDTY 29 cents. And then we got ULTI. ULTI. I know someone has a question on ULTI, which we will talk about at the end. But for now, what is ULTI holding? Well, Affirm, Applied, Applevin, AST, Bitmine, the WebBull. Oh, no IV for WebBull. All right. Great ticker, Bull. Coin, yeah. GLXY, Robinhood, INQ, MARO, MSTR, MBIL, Reddit, Rigetti, man. Like Rigetti, Rocket Lab. Okay, they own a lot of crap. That's what you need to know. What is the average IV? What is the average IV? Well, let's see if we can get to it. 74%. 74%. However, the price has been dropping, right? So 74% times price of ULTI divided by 52, you get 8 cents. 8 cents in the house. All right, so let's see what I gave them. I don't even know. I forgot. Probably going to change it anyway. 9 cents. I gave them 9 cents. Because why? Well, let's see. How long has it been? The last 4 payments have been 10 cents. The one before that was 9. Actually, the 3 before that were 9. So I think they're going to go back to 9. They may pay 8. It's possible. I feel like they move by the penny, though. I don't think they'll jump down 2 pennies. I think they'll jump down 1 penny. All right? Makes sense? All right. Anyway, so 9 cents is still an 81% yield. So is that bank, bro? Yeah. That's still freaking bank. You don't think so? All right. All right. Last but not least, your boy, Chippity-doo-dah, Chippity-day, Chippy, what a wonderful day. All right, what are they holding? Chippity, bunch of nerdy ass chip stocks. That's all you need to know. And then there's some cash. All right, so let's go up here. Where's cash? Where the hell is it? There it is, cash. Well, the IV didn't work for cash anyway, so it didn't even matter. All right, but the average IV on Jippity Doodah is 38%. That comes to 40 cents. Is that good? Yeah, right. 40 cents for a week. I'll take it. Anyway, let's see if that's what I gave him. Okay, 37 cents. I took off 5%. Why? Well, because the last payment was 38. Try to keep it in line. I feel like some of these weeklies, they do try to stay in line. By the way, 37 cents was a 36% yield. All right, so I'm going to do a quick recap on the guesstimates. I'm going to take a break, and then I'm going to come back for some Q&A and fun. All right, sound good? So get your questions ready. All right, so here's the recap. NVDY, 129, 93% yield. FBY, 57 cents, 42% yield. JPMO, 34 cents, 26% yield. Money, 9 cents. That's right, 9 cents. I did it. 58% yield. GDXY, 59 cents, 49% yield. BABO, 41 cents, 34% yield. PLTY, 615. Woohoo! 102% yield. Yeah, in your face. MARO, $1.12, 76% yield. And Dippity-doo-dah, 19 cents, 38% yield. Down to the weeklies, starting with YieldMax, 12 cents, 48% yield. YMAG, 16 cents, 54% yield. LFGY, 43 cents, 61% yield. GPTY, 31 cents, 35% yield. SDTY, 17 cents. Is that fair? 17 cents? It's a decrease. It's all right. 19% yield. QDTY, 23 cents, 26% yield. RDTY or RDT or RIDT at 29 cents, 33% yield. And ALTI, we're not 10 cents. What? 9 cents, 82% yield. And Chippity-doo-dah, where you at? 37 cents, 36% yield. Okay, we made it through. I'm going to put some music on, take a break, and I'll be back. All right, what kind of music you want today? Let's see. We'll do some night. All right, we're back. Let's put some lower music and we'll get into the chat. Let's do this. Okay. What do you guys want to talk about? What do you want to talk about? Did anyone have a question? Where's the ulti guy? This the ulti question. Was it Jabal? Something like that? Anyone? I'm just taking current questions. So you got to retype it if you had a question. I'm taking a sip of coffee until then. All right, I guess I missed something. I did not disrespect the channel. Check it out. You got a question? All right. What we got? We're like 39 minutes in. We got 566 people. Can't voice an opinion. What's your opinion on Ulti? Or you have a question? We can address it. Let's go. Thoughts on Roundtail total return since June 1st are higher than YieldMax funds for the following: Hood, Palantir, NVIDIA, Coin. So again, we cannot, these funds, obviously, yes, they're all income funds. So we put them all in the same bucket, but they are different tools to use. They're not the same thing. So when you say, all right, this one beats this one, well, they're two different things, right? The round hill funds, assuming you're talking about the funds, you know, like the W's, right? They're leverage plays. You know, they're like what, 120% leverage, and that's it. So they'll move 1.2x. So those underlyings that you gave me, if they went up, you know, in recent time frame or whatever time period you're mentioning, obviously they're gonna beat the YieldMax funds. But if they go down, they're not, you know, or they shouldn't, you know, obviously it depends on the timing and whatnot, but more than likely they will not beat them because they'll go down 1.2x. So again, they're two different funds. I don't think it's, you know, you can use both of them for two different things. So if they had the same exact strategy, to me, like Misty and IMST, that's a perfect example. Similar strategy, although slightly different, but that's a little more fair comparison versus comparing a leverage fund to a covered call fund, if that makes sense. Would you make an estimate video on Round Hill? I mean, I don't know, man. They pay weekly, don't they? If I did, it would be half-assed, to be honest. Because, I mean, but I don't know. I always feel like making estimates on a weekly payer doesn't really matter. You're getting paid every week. So you're going to know in a week. You're going to know in a week. I don't know. But maybe. Let's throw that as a maybe, AR Cuber. Does that sound good? Remind me, though, because I'll have to think of, you know, because yeah, maybe I could add it. I don't know when they declare, but yeah, maybe I could just, if it's something, if I can make it work, maybe I could add it to this Sunday video. I don't know. Could be a good idea. My NVDY would definitely go up 50%. And YMAG is greater than YieldMax and PLTY. Not sure I necessarily agree with that one. My NVDY is 100% return on investment, a few months. Okay. I'm torn between taking some gains, brah. Yeah, it's up to you. Some people, but you gotta look at the underlying. You believe in the underlying. I believe. All right. So what do we got here? Well, I'm interested in knowing if PLTY team is making money and distributing it, and we buy the stock, increasing the OM assets under management. Why the price drop since a lot of underlying should drag the shouldn't drag the price down. Well, again, so I pulled up PLTY because as you know, I did a retire on PLTY video. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It basically, you know, I was plugging in the distributions and what the price was at the time of each distribution. So, you know, let's just look at, I don't know, how far back do you want to go, right? Even $5, like we go back here, you know, 7, 5. So even like here, let's just say, all right, 586, they paid us 8 cents. Okay. Next payment, they were at 565. They paid 8 cents. They 578, but then they went up to $6, and they stayed at $6 for what? Since May 7th, they've been at $6, paying us approximately 9 to 10 cents a month. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's impressive in my book. Maybe not yours, but I think it's pretty damn good. But again, if you're wondering, right, let's see, PLTY, maybe it works in the other file, the PLTY holdings. So, okay, so to answer your question, when new shareholders come in, right, to calculate the OM, right, so their new money comes in, right? So say someone buys one share, they buy a share for $6. All right, that goes, you know, under shares outstanding. So you take the new, their $6 goes into the cash bucket. The outstanding shares increases by 1. I know it doesn't increase by 1. It increases by the creation unit per number, which is like 25,000. But I'm just trying to make a point here. But if they add, someone buys in, they add $6 to cash, the outstanding shares increases by 1. So the division to calculate the assets under management does not change. The number is exactly the same for the OM, right? Which is how you calculate the NAV, all right? But again, to understand how PLTY works, it, you know, it owns the it owns, in most cases, it owns the underlying, right? And they sell calls and they buy puts. They earn premium on the calls and they buy puts for the downside protection. So they do capture upside on the underlying if it goes up, but they are capped due to the covered calls to a certain extent. And obviously they buy the puts, which kind of takes away a little from the call credit, but it gives them downside protection in case, you know, we tank, in case, because one of these suckers, they're freaking volatile as hell. You know, one of them is going to tank here or there. So, and I think we saw, like, when Coin tanked, was it Coin? It was one, no, SMCI tanked. They had a protective put, didn't hurt them as much, right? The old way without the puts, oh man, that would have hurt. Even though it's just one position, it still would have hurt. But I don't know. I hope that helped, Joe Hall. If not, feel free to send a follow-up. All right. Yep, you're welcome. Check it out. Would be fun. Yes, it would. I did a video on MSTW the other day, 2-3 weeks ago. You'll see it. It's under videos. All right. And they're all pretty much the same. So competition is good shit. Yep. Good morning, Baron. Fair enough on both. All right. Just again, we're just chilling. Can you guys hear the music? If not, I'll turn it up. Too much work, including the competition. Yeah. Is that for me? I don't know. I own PLTW and PLTY. Yeah. Why not? You know, why not, man? It's they probably complement each other. It's not, you know, they're not, I mean, they are competitors, right? But they're not necessarily direct competition if you think about it. Yeah, Wolf, you're killing it, brother. I got a new dog. I need a new dog. PLTW has been killing it for me. LA's making bank, bro. He's about to retire soon. People are buying and selling, so now going up and down. All right, let's see. I'm gonna keep scrolling. Yeah, Ulti has 3 bill. They're gonna catch Misty. Again, like I said yesterday, I didn't think they could, but people are just, you know, they run to the next pretty thing. But I think if Ulti, God forbid, goes to $5, even $4, things may change. Not saying it will, but you know how it goes. Because MSTR, man, it's been boring, you know? It's been lame-o. So, I don't know. Yeah, it hits 400, but their IV sucks. But, you know, Misty's still hanging in there. It's still in the 20 range. It's still paying us pretty. So, your new dog is Tesla. I made a video on TS2 yesterday, David. Let me know what you think about that. It's again, not necessarily a direct competitor to Tesla, but similar, a little similar. I'm just reading, going through. All right. I think Nikki has a question for me. Maybe. I don't know. When taking the distributions for bills or to sell the stock, if taking gains, how do you manage the taxes? My huge thing is taxes. Well, right now I'm still working full time. So as far as, well, I also have the YouTube income problem too. Keep that in mind. So for that, plus the dividends, I don't put any money aside. I do it through my job because I have a W-2. I pay more into the federal income tax bucket and more into the state income tax bucket from my check, and a decent amount more. An amount that, you know, has me more than covered usually, which I know Dave Ramsey, people are going to yell at me. You're giving the money, you should invest it now. No, it just works better. Everyone's different. Everyone does their own thing. But to me, that works better. If I were to leave my full-time job, then I would have a different solution, probably quarterly payments, to be honest. So I probably would make a separate bucket for the various tax bills. But I'm not to that point yet, but yes, I will need to, think about that. Just think about it. Do 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 do. You're welcome, Joe Hall. Did I say that right? Joe Hall. All right. Sunita. Again, that's like the best name to say. Sunita. I decided to keep my PLTY for now till year end, and they pay out. Let's hope the correction doesn't come before then. All right. Who says there's a correction, right? Yep. Like Retire Abroad said, this is not tax advice. Everyone does their own thing, You can do what's best for you, but yeah, probably easier to talk to someone. Or if everything's return of capital, woohoo, right? All right. That's good to hear. No one even said anything about the music. So I assume you can hear it, but it's not annoying. All right, 700 of you. Again, we're just chilling on a Sunday. We did our guesstimates. Do you want me to go over anything? House money. Does anyone like house money? Let me just finish. I have to go through the comments still. TC sighting. What's up, TC? Let's see. Right, yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. It's a damn shame how much I pay, honestly. Because, well, taxes overall. It's a freaking joke. Let's not get into that. That's another bitch fest for another day. You tried what? W-2? What do you mean it didn't work? I don't understand. I don't understand. All right, let's see. Am I all caught up? Part-time job, you pay $80K on a W-2. You have a part-time job where you pay $80K to taxes? What the hell kind of part-time job is this? You stripping? HR thought. I know, that's what I was thinking. Like every year I up my federal and state, and it's like I feel like I'm almost not gonna have a paycheck at some point. So yeah, but I don't want to work. I want to, that's what I should do. I should go part-time, so I should consider that option first. All right. Yeah, it is a good idea. It is a good idea. Yep. The job is there to pay the income taxes. Just joined. Here we go. Welcome, Steve Smith. Can you briefly restate your estimate? Which one? I don't want to read all of them. If you got specific ones, let's put them up on the screen. Let's see. Or I should make you rewatch it, right? I could do that. Group B. Yeah, pimping ain't easy, don't we know? But a show is fun. All right, so these are the suckers here. All right, Steve Smith, which ones did you want? NVDY 129, PLTY 615. That's probably the ones you want. All right, should we let's look at house money, because Group A paid last week, right? Don't you want to know, is Tesla at 100% house money? Are you curious? And the answer is, drum roll please, no, 85%. They're getting there, 85%. All right, ORC 71%, YBIT 58, Snowy 61, BRKC 2%. Woohoo! 5E price got screwed up. Awesome. Thank you. That's obvious. And feet is obviously not accurate either. Oh my God. I'll update that later. I'm not dealing with that right now. But obviously, yes, for whatever reason, it's like a struggle to pull a price based on, dates, but whatever, man. All right. So if we go down to Group B, oh my God, JPM. I got to fix all of these. I am so sick of this crap. Look at JPMO. $1 really? Launch price $1. Frustrated. All right. NVDY, again, they paid 163%. They're approaching the 200% mark. Coney's 151. Misty, as you know, hit 200. So they are, you know, they're still the GOAT. What's PLTY at? Did we check PLTY? 81. Oh, wow. How much do they need? They need $10. Yeah, they're not paying $10. But they could do it in the next two payments. They could pay 100% return. That's insane. Insane. Okay, let's see. I'm going to go through some comments. Again, you guys want me to... Why are you so... I assume you ain't far, but fat, that's relevant too. Don't worry. I'm going to the gym. All right, let's see. Yeah, yeah, probably easier, honestly. They probably can tell us things we don't know. All right, got it. Thanks. All right, I assume those are the two you wanted. All right, LA's out of here. Oh, he's got his premiere at 7:30. Don't forget to watch LA. Appliance guy. He fixes stuff. Not like me. I just look at numbers. All right. Yeah, that's pretty much it, man. That's all we got. That's all she wrote. Unless anyone's got any more questions, we can call it a day. Only one video today. I did two videos yesterday, which was the first in a while. I covered a whatchamacallit, TS2. So go check it out. Maybe I'll pin that video to the top of the comments because I thought I did good in that video. I don't know. I felt like I had rhythm, even though it was my, you know, I was already working essentially like 4 or 5 hours before I even made that video. I feel like it went well. Credit debit brought forward for who? For who? PLTY? PLTY, yeah, they definitely have credit. Weekly's house. Oh, Weekly's house. Let me get a good question. Scroll down. All right, so what do we got here? We got YieldMax at 64%. Again, because they launched, assuming this launch price is right, at 1980. They've paid about 1258. That comes to about 64% return or 64% house money. YMAG 56%. The other big one is Ulti at 67%. Ulti will probably, it's going to be a tight race actually between Ulti and YieldMax, I'd say. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, good race there. All right, let me scroll back up. Again, we're just doing Q&A. For those of you that just joined, we did the guesstimates already. Hoy, they're not, you know, they're not paying, man. They're not paying. We can look at them, but they're not paying until what? What are they? Group C, right? Group C. All right. So what's their synthetic? They cashed out the other synthetics, as you may have seen, but their current synthetic is actually worth money too. Their current synthetic on paper is worth $643. By the way, at 40,000 subs, I will add Hoy to my daily videos. I already added Ulti to my daily videos, but not to an extent that you think. I'm just keeping it very basic. How much did Hoy make? Groups value wise, let's see. They made $6.90 per share. So yes, next week, Hoy is going to be freaking awesome. It's going to be a great declaration video, and I'm excited for that one. So if you own Hoy, then you'll do well. All right, let's go. What else we got here? So starting next Sunday, can we? When do they declare? When does Round Hill and Granite Shares declare? I mean, to be honest, I could probably do Round Hill because those funds are not complicated. So no promises for next Sunday though, but I'm just saying because I still have so much other crap I said I'm gonna do and I haven't done it. But you know, that's doable. Granite Shares, I don't even know what they're doing now. What are they? They're selling puts and they're doing more than, it's just not that easy. But maybe let's just go with a maybe. Yeah, Hawaii next week. Weight training at the gym. Yeah, we're gonna do those videos when I'm retired. We'll talk about diet and lifting. That was my previous passion. Personal training, bodybuilding. Still is, but I'm just old and beat up. Where can I see your worksheets later on? Well, the ones that I do share, they're in my Discord under the spreadsheets channel. So go check it out. There's so many YouTubers now covering YieldMax and these funds. It's crazy. I can't believe it. Especially Ulti. Everyone with the freaking Ulti. Ulti. They're just, I feel like they're just doing it to, as they say, clickbait. They're not actually doing anything. They're just talking about, just, I don't know if it's useful information. Maybe some of it is. I don't know. But Ulti gets clicks. What can you say? Can you figure out how much income PLTY has made versus how much they paid this last year? I can't. I can figure out how much they made. I can't figure out, well, when did they launch actually? Let's see. I passed it. 10-8. Yeah, no, I don't. My trades, they don't go back that far. So no, I can't do either, actually. I can't track how much they, because you need all the freaking trades from October 8th, 2024. I don't have that. I think I go back to March of this year. So no, sorry. Uh-oh, another YouTuber in the works. TC's making YouTubers as we speak. Thursdays, oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, then the video is relevant till Thursday. Sweet. But yeah, if you're in my Discord, Arc, remind me. Seriously, remind me and I'll really consider it. I know people love Roundhill, but again, it's just different. Think of it like, I look at it like XPay, right? You guys know XPay? They own the S&P, they pay you a dividend. They own the S&P, they pay you a dividend. What is Roundhill? They own the underlying, they pay you a dividend. The only difference is they have leverage on the underlying. They pay you a dividend. That's pretty much it. Obviously you're paying them to do the leverage piece, which it's obviously a little complex for the average investor to do, I'm sure. I don't know how to do it. So, you're still paying them the same expense ratio as if they were doing covered calls each day or weekly, but they're not. They're doing only leverage. How complicated is that? I don't know, man. God, this house money's bugging me. Again, let me get out of the screen so look away. Look away, I'm hideous. All right, so let's see. Let's keep going. Roundhill declares Friday. Okay, wow, then I got the whole week. Yeah, he does. ETF, shout out to ETF Inspector. He's almost got 3,000 subs. Let's help him over the hump, man. He may be sleeping. He's got a lot of work too. You should have your worksheet for membership since you do a lot of work. Friendly suggestion. What? You mean this spreadsheet? This spreadsheet I'm not sharing because it changes every single day. So I'll have to send it every single day, right? No, thank you. So I share every other spreadsheet for free. There's certain ones I don't. There's very few ones I don't, and I never will, because it doesn't make sense to, because they get updated too much, and I'm not going to reshare it every freaking time. Plus, who the hell wants this, right? I don't know. Maybe content creators want. I don't know, but I'm proud of this spreadsheet because this thing, I don't know. I hope I didn't screw it up somewhere too. I can't believe how many YouTubers make Ulti. Yeah. There's just I don't watch them. I watch a few. I see Ulti. I'm like, wow. Wonder what they're talking about. Like, there's people. It's just a shame if they're just doing it for clicks too, though. But that's what it is. I've owned Ulti twice now, and the hype is overblown, in my opinion. I mean, I'm a big fan of Ulti. I'm not gonna lie. I'm a big fan of Misty. I don't think it, you know, I like Ulti because no other fund is really doing that. Ulti is exactly how I want to options trade, but I won't because I don't want to lose all my freaking money. But I would prefer to pay them, especially now if they're doing the downside protection. So I love it for exactly that reason, and I'm a huge fan of it because I can't do what they're doing. I don't have the time, number one, and I don't. It's just there's so many funds out there. It's a lot. So and they work hard. You could tell that fund is actively managed for sure. So I'm a big fan. I know I do. Are you applying? I don't know. I have big plans. I don't know if you guys would be interested, but here's what I'm thinking. If you're listening, well, there's 828 of you. I'm thinking if I ever get to stop working full time, to do my daily videos at night, premiere them at night, and in the morning, just have a morning show where we could basically do whatever, right? We can talk, we can pretty much have guests, I would, prefer to have guests to hear like what their strategy is, but it'll be early, not as early as 6:30, if I want to have guests, but something like that. So I'm thinking about like posting the trades at night when they happen, after I do them, of course. And then in the morning, we'll still have a show, but we'll have a little more freedom to discuss whatever the hell we want. So if you guys had topics, we would just cover like TSYY. Okay, I'll do that one of the mornings. Boom, done. Something like that. I don't know. What are your thoughts on that, everyone? Correct with ulti mark, a lot of clickbait. Yeah, nobody talks. Yeah, poor start for sure. Video idea: March Madness bracket style competition between the. Yeah, I like that. That's actually a really cool idea. But who the hell's gonna run that? Not me. I know Wolf Financial. They do like a competition. I mean, I can't handle all this crap. Spreadsheet geeks. Yeah, man, they're out there. CC, man. Yep, it's crazy. My loyalty is with Rod and my boy at Health and Wealth and ETF Inspector and Marcus Miller. Thank you, Nikki. Appreciate that. Shout out to the other ones you mentioned as well. Yes, do a live morning. Yeah, I plan on doing the live mornings for a long time. I just don't know what time that would be. Yeah, breakfast with Rod. Or I already have the name. It's the morning show with Rod. Because again, we don't eat breakfast. We fast, right? We do intermittent fasting here. First meal is lunch, but so we fast until then. Again, that's a topic on one of the morning shows. Yes, exactly. Morning podcast. And I would love to have like guests, other YouTubers, or even some of you guys, just to hear your strategies. Definitely brother, show his art. There's only a few morning live shows we need. Yeah, there is, and they don't start early. I want to start at 8. I'm thinking at the latest 8 to 9. I don't know. We got to think about it. But yeah, that's my plan. When I say retire, I don't mean stop working. Obviously, I mean stop the daily grind. Corporate. You know what I'm talking about. Let's not get into that. I like the last 4 months, but it's dropping the last month. I guess you're talking about Ulti? Well, the market, man. The market just recently took a dump, right? That one Friday was brutal. So, big, quick drops like that will be rough. All Rod all the time. So like an all Rod channel. Maybe I'll get people to work for me, right? And they'll do different coverage. Yeah, no, I think it'll be freaking awesome, man. Because I don't know. I'm pretty excited about it, actually. But the problem is I'll be busy as hell at night because I'll be doing the trades. I premiere my video probably 8 or 9 o'clock at night again. But which I think that would be Would you guys watch my daily video if I posted it at night at like 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock? Would you watch it if I premiered it then? And still watch the live? But yeah, no, granted, it could be like a whole day thing. Like you can cover the market. Yeah, I could. We'll look at the pre-market. But the problem is like 9 o'clock. I don't know. It depends. We could do it till market open, I guess, technically. But yeah, if I'm staying home, got to consider the kids' school schedule too, when they go to school. Obviously want to help out with that. So once they're off, then I can go live and, let's see. Targeted wealth. I feel like he's not been posting a lot lately. Brother. ETF inspector usually premieres after 8, 9. Yeah. Well, hey, I'll definitely talk to him about that. I'm not gonna do it at the same time as him. But this is not anytime soon. Keep that in mind. It's just an idea that I have. Oh, you're a night owl. Okay. Then thank you for being here, Thor. Sunita, yeah, I would love both a morning and evening show. I gave up cable TV, so I need more YouTubers. That's not utter nonsense. I appreciate that. I will watch whenever I can. Time zones could be dicey. Do lives on big company earnings. Yeah, I mean, I guess if there's that much time, I kind of gave up on earnings calls because I stay more index based lately. But yeah, I'm not going to completely throw that out the window. Like maybe certain ones like Tesla, MSTR, the big ones. Palantir would be fun. Wife loves hearing Rod comments. Which comments? Oh, these comments? 9 p.m. is bedtime for this old man. You'd be, yeah. No, me too. I'd be listening as I'm sleeping. But I don't know. But it's more relevant for longer, if you get what I'm saying, right? Because if you think about it, right after the trades post, people probably care about it then until the next day. Since I run it in the morning, my video technically, it posts say 6:30. It's really only relevant until like 4 p.m., right? It at most. So it would give more exposure to those videos. Thank you, Nikki. Whatever you decide to do will be much appreciated by your loyal followers, man. You guys rule. Too kind. You could go over how the IV changes from before and after. Yeah, definitely, 100%. I want to learn a lot, much more about implied volatility. I have a lot to learn on everything, and I plan on spreading, anything I learn to you guys. I understand those time zones. Last month I was in LA most Sundays. All right, we're hour 13 in, guys. We got 880 people. Somehow we do. Any final words before we close it out? Sounds like you guys are all in for that idea. So that, again, that's just a thought that I have. All right, let me ask one more question. Let's have fun with this. Who would you like my first guest to be? If I were to do the morning show with Rod, we'll say which YouTuber should be the first guest? Let's just have fun with this. Yes, Flotty, absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely options. We'll have a day for everything. You know what I mean? No, I'm excited about it. Passive, baby. Scotty too hot. He's not a YouTuber, but yeah, absolutely. I'd love to have. Oh man, imagine if I could have him on like every Monday or something. How sweet would that be? I don't think they'll let me. I don't think he's here, but if you're here, Scott, let's get that in the works. All right, every week, once a week, we'll call it Options with Scotty. Options with Scotty too hottie. Jay, good luck getting Jay on anymore. He's a super busy man. Look at his company, growing and growing. Mike too, man. But yeah, you never know. I think people love Scott though too. A YouTuber, yeah, no, she'll be on the list. Wolf. Sounds like he watches all the time and has stored. Yes, he does. Absolutely. What happened to the Greenwich? It takes time, right? I have to. I don't know. It's happening. I know you guys want that. Maybe that could be one of the on the morning show. Maybe you can get some of those clickbaiters on and educate them. I mean, yeah, we could have whoever, like, who's new out there, like whoever's new out there. I'm all about helping new YouTubers, but I don't want to bring people on that you don't want to hear about. I want to bring people on that you actually want to see their channel succeed, like a channel that we could help grow. So that would be my plan. I'm not going to be here to be like, oh, you don't know what you're talking. We're not going to here to be put people down or whatnot. We're just going to hear, to build up other YouTubers too. Not like my channel's that big, but still, it could help others. Then why not? Health and wealth, yeah, absolutely. We're going to have him on. Yeah. I've never Doug the retirement guy. I see his videos. I've never seen him pop in though. He's got to pop in, show some face. I always, for those that show face on mine, I give them exposure as well. So it's got to go both ways. That's the thing, right? ETF Inspector, Health and Wealth, Mike and Mario. Who the hell's Mike and Mario? Health and Wealth, Mike. Oh, Health and Wealth, Mike and Mario. Who's Mario? I think some of them are actually interested, but don't have the knowledge. Yeah. Well, they'll learn. It's hard, man. These are complicated funds. Spencer Invest. Yes, absolutely. Met him in NYC. No clickbaiters or hamburglers. Dividends on repeat. Push them to do more songs. Yep. Absolutely. ETF Inspector, Health and Wealth. Yep. Of course, Amy. Yes, definitely. Should get, yeah, Migs. I want to get all three of them. On there. Average Joe. Yeah, for sure. Well, he's a big YouTuber. He don't need my help. Mario Milla. What? Isn't this Marcos Milla you're talking about? Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm not losing it. All right. I think we'll end it. We had fun. I think we had fun with this video today. So let's get to the end stuff here. As always, guys, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor, and this video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you're entertained. If not, come back tomorrow. Tomorrow's the Monday recap. We'll talk then. But yeah, we'll try to entertain you then. If you were not today, again, today was just a bunch of guesstimates and chit-chatting. What else? If you enjoy this content, please hit the like button. If you want to help out the channel, feel free to share it. Again, you could retweet it if you're on X, or you can reshare it. It's called repost, I think, if you're on YouTube. Even if you don't have a lot of followers on YouTube, if you hit repost, it would go a long way. It could help, other people see it. So don't think that won't matter, but it will. If you would like to help out the channel further, there's other ways. You could join the membership option on here. You could be part of the Wolf Pack, which has some perks here and there. And then of course you could always buy me a coffee if you want to help my coffee addiction. I'm on coffee number 2, bigger mug today though, and it's not really working, but hopefully it does when I get to the gym. All right, so that's the end of the video. So it's keyword time. Oh man, brother is the freaking man with keywords. He's freaking on it. Definitely having him on. But if you made it this far in the video and you want to prove it, you gotta say the keyword. All right, keyword today. We had a lot of fun with it, so we might as well stick with it. This is the future of the channel. Morning show with Rod. And I'm not kidding, by the way. This is absolutely going to happen. I'm going to have a morning show. I just have to figure out what time works best. And the plan with the morning show is anything goes. And that's the beautiful part. We don't have to just do the set skit, the set skit, right? The stuff that I do every single day. I'm going to do that at night myself. I'll still cover that. I'll do it at night. But instead now I'll add an additional video in the morning, more chillaxed, more whatever. And we could just have people on and have fun with it, man. We'll have you guys on. We'll have other YouTubers on. We'll have people from X on. I mean, a lot of people from X. Again, I'm super excited about this. And no, Vladi, you don't. Although that would be, honestly, that would go viral. Let's just say that. That's all I'm gonna say. So anyway, guys, if you made it this far in the video and you would like to prove it to myself, brother, and all these others, just type in the keyword. The keyword is the future of this YouTube channel, and the future of this YouTube channel is the morning show with Rod. So hopefully you guys hang around with me until that happens. How long is it going to take till we get to that point? I don't know. It could be 6 months, could be a year, it could be sooner, but it's going to happen. So hopefully you guys can hang around, and I plan on doing this for a long time, whether I'm working, whether I'm not. It's happening, right? Because this is fun for me. So anyway, I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being on this live stream for 1 hour and 20, by the way. If that's one of you, you guys freaking rule. And thank you for watching after, those of you that watched after and made it this far. So you are legends. All right, I'm out of here. Have a great day. It's gym time. Hopefully you guys can get some type of workout in too. If you do, share what you did in the comments too. I'm curious, see what your exercises are. All right, I'm out of here. Have a great day. Have a great Sunday. Pre-Monday, unfortunately, but I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.